Hey, what up, YouTube? This is going to be a video that's kind of a tribute to Dan at BladeReviewscom here on YouTube, and then BladeReviews.com, and some of the reviews that he's done recently. And also, it's kind of a shout out to Chosen7x7, how he's always showing to us in the knife community on YouTube the pimplicious treats that he gets all the time. So what you're looking at is a couple of the SUBCOMs that are done by Böker. And as you look at the boxes, the interesting thing is that when they initially brought the SUBCOM out, which is a Chadlos Banos design, it was in the Magnum division, which, if you're familiar with the Böker classes, the Böker Magnum is the lowest class that they do from overseas, usually China, production. But very quickly they actually moved it to the Böker Plus line, which is the next level up, and is the next level up from Magnum, but it's still below some of the manufacturing that they do, for example, in Argentina, or for the higher end stuff that they actually still do in Germany. So what I wanted to do is just show you a couple of the ones that I've actually had pimped myself, and all four of these items were actually pimped by a guy that goes by Potterma on many of the knife forums, Blade forums, for example, Spyderco forums, and I think maybe he's on USN as well. But Michael Potter is his name. He's another pimper. He's been around for a little bit. So let's go ahead and just pop these open real quick. Take a look. We'll start with these Magnum ones. So I'm gonna line these up for you. Take a look. That one's got some carbon fiber on there, and I'm gonna switch out and go to macro mode here in a second, but I figure I'd show you all the different ones, kind of look at them this way first. And this one you'll see Michael actually put this in a piece of chamois for me because of the material that's on this particular one. And then, as you can see right here, I still got the original, FRN, GRN, Zytel, whatever proprietary name you want to give to the plastic scale that's normally on these things. Alright, so let's go ahead and check them out one by one. Alright, so I've got them all ready to check out. You see, this is the natural green G10 color, kind of like what they use on printed circuit boards, PCBs. And he did a really good job matching it up. And of course, there were various options when I had these done. So on this particular one, I got the grooves done to add a little bit of traction, and then you can see the pin is still there for adjustment. See how close I can get with this macro. There's Chad's maker's mark. And these are AUS8. Another interesting thing, when they were initially introduced in the Magnum line, some of the original blades were actually 420J2 for the blade steel. But that was again quickly changed, and they went with AUS8. I did say China, but as you can see, it's Taiwan rather than the PRC proper. This one's pretty nice. A little bit of carbon fiber. You can see where it was also formed a little bit there to allow your thumb to get into the stud. Nicely rounded over. You can see the layering of the carbon fiber there. I love carbon fiber for the chatoyance you can get with the material, especially when it's polished. Get right up on that. And this particular one, you see the pivot is actually hidden. So that was an option that I elected on this particular one. Now these next two, you see, are black bladed. They have the black frame lock as well. And when I went to Michael Potter about these, I kind of had this theme of the old school Colt revolvers and how they would have, you know, the contrasting white scales. So in this particular one, I was going for like the look of ivory, and this is white paper micarta. So that's why you don't see any type of grain or anything, because obviously it's paper that's in the resin. So again, my inspiration for these two were the old Colt single action or double action revolvers that were blued and then had the contrasting white handled materials on those particular firearms. There you can see the big old Böker Plus logo. These were a later production. Obviously the black models came out after the regular bead blasted versions. All black hardware. And of course they came in half serrated with these black models. And of course this is supposed to simulate mother of pearl. It's actually a polyester material is what this is. But I think it looks gorgeous. This is probably, I don't know, would I say it's my favorite one? It's the prettiest. But I am a fan of carbon fiber too. You see how well he machined these for me? Of course, high polish on that. You see the light above me being reflected there. Alright, so there you go. There's some of my pimped knives. And again, this was a tribute to Dan at BladeReviewscom and Chosen 7x7. I'll have their sites, their YouTube channels in the description. So go check them out if you haven't already.